Do you need business credit to get a business loan? Hi, this is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. Quick answer, yes and no. That answer depends on the type of business loan you are getting. So traditionally walking in, getting a bank type of loan, yeah, they'll weigh that and look at it more and heavily with your personal credit. So they'll look at the two individually. Do you have credit worthiness, and then the two together? And you've probably heard of a thing called business liquid credit, and that can be a combination of the two. Now, if you're looking at an untraditional business loan, let's say you're going online through a private lender, this is non-banking related, perhaps it's non-collateralized, it's more based on your revenue, your bank statements, and then there are higher levels, but if it's lower documentation, unsecured financing, with a certain amount you're looking for, probably less than 150,000 or 150,000 and less, then you supply about 3 to 6 months of bank statements or so, depending on the industry too. It could be more or less. And then a copy of your driver's license, a voided check. Now, if you're looking for more, sometimes it's a year-to-date financials, profit and loss, balance sheet, a few things, most recent tax return. It's not as heavy as the SBA, but with those private lenders, what they're looking for is primarily those bank statements and making sure that you have sufficient cash flow, or you are positive, and that you can service the debt with what you have, and it's strong enough, like balances are strong enough, daily balances, average daily bank balances. And I know you don't have to have the strongest, like we're not saying you have to have an average of 10,000 or so, but if it's strong enough, the revenue is there. There may be fluctuation, there may not be, but they also look at your personal credit to get you one of these business loans or an advance. So there's a business loan, a lump sum, there's a line of credit, a business line of credit, a merchant cash advance, a hybrid cash advance, whichever one that is. And then you have a variety of other products like the SBA loans. Those are the ones that are going to look at your business credit, business liquid credit. They're going to look at your personal and business and see what you've built, what trade lines, what's your Paydex score, Experian, Equifax, what have you built, what accounts, vendor credit, do you have other credit lines, revolving lines of credit, and so forth. And I know there are particular lenders who will look at, even in the private space, business credit. So there may have been a time where I've mentioned that, and it's not on base cases, or business owner per business owner case. And for the majority, though, they won't really necessarily need you to have quote unquote established business credit and have a strong Paydex score, a certain amount of trade lines built for you to get one of these unsecured business term loans, a line of credit, and an advance. And they're weighing more heavily on your bank statements, those that personal FICO credit score. And that's what they're looking at. And when you're getting different types of funding, they may weigh more heavily your DTI, your debt to income ratio, your credit history, your utilization, all of this. Anything outstanding depends, like on a personal loan, for example. And there are other circumstances for other types of services. So I may have mentioned this in the past, that you will need business credit to get an unsecured term loan of 1 to 5 years on a monthly repayment. It could be weekly, or a line of credit where you need to get that at a monthly or a weekly, and there's sometimes daily, that I said you have to have business credit. And to some regards, there are those lenders who still will look at that. And if you have it, even better, because that could look for a higher approval amount in some cases, but not necessarily 100% that you need to have business credit established to get private lending options for unsecured term loans of 1 to 5 years, more or less. A line of credit, a business line of credit, and a cash advance usually doesn't even report to the business credit bureau, so that it's really not a factor. But with the other two, they could report to 1 or 2 or so business credit bureaus. But if you don't have your established business credit with those bureaus set up yet, then not necessarily does that mean that'll decline you. We still have to look at your bank statements, your personal FICO credit score, and a few other things to see how that weighs heavily in. But it is best for you to have your business credit established regardless, and that can in fact improve your approval odds and your approval odds for getting more. And if you have more underneath your business, it shows that you can take on more, that you have revolving lines already, or that you have had experience with making significant amount of payments in debt or credit cards or whatever it is. And that will factor into us then saying, yeah, they are more credit worthy, they have a payment history, they put things underneath their business. So I wouldn't say necessarily you have to go get business credit established before you apply to those. But the reason a lot of people do get declined for those, and I've said this in other videos and content, is that debt to income ratio, credit utilization, late payments, foreclosures, bankruptcies, liens, child support. It's getting harder out there to even get a credit line because you have to have a clean profile, no late payments recently, the amount of inquiries, that's what gets a lot of people. There are other credit factors in play, higher utilization. But again, just to close this video, do you need business credit established? Yes and no. Yes, if you're looking to get an SBA loan, a 7A loan for like up to 150, up to 350, up to 350 to 5 million or so, the SBA will look at that. Bank loans, they'll look at that. If you're looking for an alternative through a private lender that's not a banker or somebody that works for the bank, but for themselves, they can lend you their money. Then if you're getting an unsecured term loan of 1 to 2, 1 to 5 years, maybe a business line of credit, equipment financing. I know that business credit is important. Doesn't always decline people, but because you can have greater personal credit. You have greater personal credit, it outweighs if you have any business credit or how much of it do you have. But I would say with equipment financing, it's important to have that business credit established at least, of what you're going to be building to and what you want to put the equipment under. So yeah, that'll round up everything in this video. Look down below in the description for a questionnaire form you can fill out to get a very personalized and customized email response on your best funding option and options, very thoroughly broken down step by step. And for all other information too, there's a Business Funding Mastery Academy course. You might want to check that one out. And for all else, feel free to reach out. And again, just refer to the description. If you found value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who you feel will get value out of it. It can be a complete stranger, friend, or a family member. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future content I will be coming out with. And if you wondered why I'm making this in my room, family over and they're using the office space, and I'm limited on space right now, although there's a lot. But I wanted to make this video in here and take the time to do this early in the morning. That's it for me, and us. Talk soon.